Have you ever felt completely stuck, like the whole world is spinning forward, but you're just standing still? Maybe you have these massive, incredible dreams, but your everyday life feels way too small to hold them. If that sounds familiar, then let me take you on a journey to a tiny island, a place where one boy proved that the biggest dreams can grow from the smallest, most forgotten places. On a remote piece of land, almost invisible on any map, was Unique Island. The people there lived simple, predictable lives. They fished, they farmed, and their dreams never really stretched beyond the shoreline. But there was one boy, Arav, who was different. His eyes weren't just looking at the horizon. They were searching for what was beyond it, always imagining, always wondering, while everyone around him said, "This is all there is. You can't do much here," he would quietly whisper to himself. "Maybe I can." Every single day, Arav made it his mission to explore something new. He'd borrow old, tattered books from passing travelers, painstakingly sketch his own maps of imaginary lands, and build tiny, curious inventions from scraps he found on the beach. Of course, things didn't always work out. Sometimes his creations would break. Sometimes his ideas would fail spectacularly. And yes, sometimes he just wanted to sit down and cry from frustration. But through it all, Arav learned one of the most powerful lessons of his life. Dreams don't just appear fully formed. They grow, one tiny, deliberate step at a time. Then came the day that changed everything. Arav decided he was going to build a boat, not a fishing boat to fit in, and not a fancy boat to show off. This boat had one purpose: to sail beyond the only world he had ever known. As you can imagine, people laughed. Some openly mocked him, pointing at his small, clumsy vessel. Even the ocean waves seemed to roar at him, as if saying, "You'll never make it out there." Fear crept in, trying to pull him under before he even started. But his hope, fragile as it was just strong enough to keep him afloat. With shaky hands and heart pounding with a mix of terror and excitement, Arav pushed his little boat into the water and stepped into the vast, terrifying unknown. The sea was wild, and his doubts were louder than the howling wind. Every wave that crashed against his boat felt like a reason to turn back. But with each challenge, he learned something vital. He learned about courage when he faced a storm. He learned about patience when the wind died down. He learned about resilience every time he got knocked down and got back up. And slowly, but surely, the horizon began to open up. Beyond Unique Island, Arav discovered a world he couldn't have fathomed. He found islands bursting with vibrant colors and life. He met people who welcomed him with open arms, teaching him skills he had only read about in his borrowed books. He explored lush forests, bustling markets, and towering mountains that had previously existed only in his imagination. That little boat, built from scraps and fueled by a dream, carried him to places his small land mind had never believed were real. And in those moments of awe, he understood a profound truth. Real growth only begins where your comfort zone ends. The world doesn't belong to the comfortable. It belongs to those who dare to step forward. When Arav finally returned to Unique Island, he was transformed. He wasn't just Arav, the quiet island boy anymore. He was Arav, the explorer. Arav, the storyteller. Arav, the spark that would go on to light 1,000 other dreams. The children of the island gathered around him, their eyes wide with wonder and curiosity as he shared his tales. Inspired by his journey, they started building their own tiny boats, sketching their own maps, and daring to whisper their own impossible dreams. Because one boy had the courage to step forward, the entire island began to rise with him. And now, it's your turn. Your dreams, no matter how big or how small they feel right now, don't need anyone's permission. They don't need to be perfect from the start, and they certainly don't need the right moment to begin. All they need is you to take that one small, initial step. So if Arav's story resonated with you, if it sparked something inside you, take that as your sign. Take that step today. What's one small thing you can do right now to move toward your dream? It's time to stop waiting and start moving. When doubt whispers in your ear, remember Arav. Remember his courage. Remember his persistence. Your dreams are waiting for you. Thanks for watching. If this story inspired you, please like, share, and subscribe for more content to help you on your own journey. Let's start building our boats together.